And you are live. All right. What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolfbrother Methos from the channel Frost and Fist. And as another staple here on the channel, we have Brother Oni. Say good evening, brother.
What's up, everybody?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick.
There it is.
All right. We're going to just switch over, see how we're looking on the other side. All right. And I am going to share us around, like we are down at the sailor's docks. I mean, what? Superfly checking in. How it goes, homies? What up, brother? I'm just sharing our stuff in the Discord and on our Facebook page real quick, and then we'll be good to go. Content sharing. New videos. There we go. Superfly, how you been, my brother? How goes the night? Now we go on to the book face.
Gotta go to the book face.
Gotta go to the book face. And go to the Frosted Fist page. Everything's loading up so slow today. Even my computer's like, you're not usually the one who hosts.
What is this nonsense?
You guys can see tonight we're using Melon app, just like Gamers with Coffee. And this is part of the change last time that I had to cancel the stream and the tech wasn't working. I got new software, this browser-based stream software that we're using today called Melon app, referred to us by Gamers with Coffee. And yeah, it seems like it's working so far. It's just different than what I'm used to. So we're kind of navigating through, we do it live. That's how we do. Let's see. We're going to save this thumbnail as this random number here because we're just trying to rush. Downloads. Oh, shit. But where did I save that new thumbnail? You know what? Let's go. Oh, apparently it wasn't in downloads. We got to go try that again. Save as. It was in just random pictures. Okay. We're going to get it together, guys. We're going to get it together. There's our thumbnail. Write something. Boom.
It'll be working. Eventually.
And I just need the link here. Boom. Okay. Post. Check. And now we're going to go over to the Edict Beer page. Do the same thing. Photo. Check. Thumbnail. Check. Paste. Check. All right, now we are shared around like Charlie Brown. Don't look too deep into that one. Professional YouTube. I'm still learning, guys. I'm still learning. Good. Watching Alone with the Fam. What is up, beautiful people? What is up, my beautiful brother? Brad, good morning, my brother. The way YouTube should be. G'day, g'day, Weather Pig, my man. Was Freak's basement look? Is this what Freak's basement looks like, or did he let you loose for this video?
he gave me a day pass.
Freakalicious is out with the fam tonight. This is actually his official birthday weekend, but because this is Father's Day, we're actually going to partay for his birthday next weekend. But this weekend, he's taking the night off, going out to dinner with this lovely, lovely lady. And, we're wishing him the best of birthdays while he's out with his lovely lady. Speaking of Weather Pig, just on the other side of my computer there, I did not bring it because I'm super forgetful. I've actually got a box of goodness from Weather Pig. And I need to do an unboxing so I can show you what goodness lies inside. That's going to be exciting. Also, I still need to finish my unboxing video for this amazing, amazing package that I talked about the last couple of shows from Elster Nation. And I need to buckle down. This weekend, I actually have some free time. So I'm going to sit down and definitely work on video editing so I can get that out as well. So I've got a couple of amazing things to unbox. So check that out soon. But speaking of things that I'm failing to do, Oni, what you been up lately? What you been up to lately, brother? I see you're working on your Fafnir.
No, I'm not.
Oh, what is that yellow?
No, I'm not. Oh, what are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's your that is not your competition piece. For anyone else here who might be painting Imperial Fists, I of course cannot paint Imperial Fists during this challenge because I have been defeated and shamed.
I'm bringing it.
Avenge me, my brother. Oh man.
I've just been pretty much been playing catch up with your Ultramarines and Freaks Black Templars.
That's awesome. You said Freak stuff's mostly done, huh?
Yeah, I just need to do the lenses, the actual models that have faces. I need to paint those, and the bases, and the camo pattern for the what was it? The Eliminators? Is that what they call it? The snipers?
Yep.
And I'll be done.
Very cool. We actually also, Oni and I hung out with Forge the Wild, Brother Atlas there this past weekend, also with another friend of ours. You see him in the chat sometimes, our brother Lars. We had a pre-Father's Day bash over at Atlas's house, at Forge the Wild's house. And man, it was such a good time. 4 of us all playing Warhammer in, one amazing hobby room. And Brother Atlas did some barbecue for us. We had pulled pork. We had smoked sausages. We had bacon jalapeno poppers off the grill. It was awesome. And also we played some great games. So Atlas played Brother Lars, and it was Sisters of Battle. And Lars is always a strong opponent. Like, Atlas and Lars are 2 of the nicest guys you will ever meet in Warhammer. Ever. Man, they really went at it on the tabletop. And Lars is he's a pretty strong player too, pretty competitive. And it was a good match. It was a good match to watch. Every time I went over, they were both just pulling bodies off the board in chunks. But yeah, it was definitely good. They had nothing left on the table, a couple of models a piece on the table by the end of the game. Our game was a little bit different.
Yeah,
we played. Brother Oni played his Custodes, and I played my Imperial Knights, my brand new Imperial Knights. You got spanked, but Lars was amazing. Both of you had like only 2 or 3 bottles apiece left on the board. It was crazy. But yeah, so I took my Imperial Knight Army out for its very first spin. I actually picked up the Codex last weekend just for this, and even then, I learned a handful of rules that I was forgetting or didn't know. But I only took one night to kind of study the Codex to try and learn what I was supposed to do. And you guys know how it goes. Anytime you're learning a new army, there's just so many nuances you can forget. But it was cool. But I had a great time, even though like I was still learning, and even though I did get tabled by turn 3. Custodes are tough customers, man. I lost, but had an amazing time. It was just so much fun. And Knights, I have heard that because it's such a low model count, it is easy to get tilted when things aren't going well with Custodes. I mean, with Custodes and Knights, but specifically Knights. Um, I was having a great time. Some of my rolls were crazy. Like I forgot to shoot with my Vindicare first turn. Second turn, oh, you guys should have seen. It was the look. It was the face of the night, because second turn, I remembered to finally use my assassin, and I'm like, I'm going to shoot. The Custodes.
Well, what they need to know is that you won the roll off, so you went first.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I went first, and I killed one model with my whole knight army. One model. Those Custodes take a beating, man.
Yeah.
The Knights and Custodes looked amazing on the field, though. Thank you so much, brother. Man, they just absorbed so much damage. I killed one model with the whole knight army first turn. He was rolling saves like a boss.
Yep.
It was cool though. It was really cool. So I forgot my assassin first turn. Second turn, the Custodes have this Vexilla, a flag bearer, that causes a bubble around them of -1 to hit. It is important to remove that threat when you can, because he adds so much more survivability to the people around him.
Yep.
Well, I'm like, I'm going. He's like, what all does the assassin do? So I'm going over the special rules. I'm like, well, he ignores invulnerable saves. He always hits on a 2+, and he's like, okay, well, the standard gives me -1, and I'm like, well, his special ability negates pluses and minuses. We were like, okay, and I said, and then if he's if he's shooting at infantry, he always wounds on a 2+. And he goes, well, I'm going to use genetic alchemy, which makes it so you can only wound on a 4+. And I'm like, but I always wound on a 2+. So we kind of debated on like how that interaction worked. And so in the end, we ended up looking it up on Google. I looked it up on Google. Brother Oni was willing to let it rest, but I just want to make sure that everything was on the up and up. And I looked it up, and he said my face fell while I was in the middle of reading because
and this big old smile. And just
it turns out that because the stratagem is a reaction to the pre-existing rule of the assassin, the stratagem takes priority, and so the ability does cause even a Vindicare to only wound on a 4+. So I was like, okay. I said, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I got plenty of command points. I've got a 50% chance wounding, 50% chance twice. This should be no problem. I rolled it.
You rolled a 1.
1. Yes.
And he goes, you know what? This is too good to not spend the CP to reroll it. I tell him, don't do it.
He told
me.
It. I said, hey, it's a 50-50. Okay, 50-50 a second time. I've got good odds. I literally said to him, for some reason, I tempted the universe and said, I got good odds. What happened?
He rolls it. Rolls another 1.
You always roll a 1 into a 1. It never fails. I don't know what I was thinking.
played with fate, and fate played you back.
So I got good odds.
That's
Fate
what
was
happened.
like, "You sure about that?"
Just hold my beer.
Oh man, it was crazy. There was another time where I got my knights into close combat with one of his dudes. I think it was my Armiger Warglaive, and I rolled 5 attacks, and it was like 2 2s or 3 2s and 2 1s. It was like I whiffed all 5 attacks from my Armiger Warglaive. And I was just like, that seems impossible. I took a picture of it, sent it to Freak.
Yeah.
Also, I took a picture of the double ones and sent them to Freak. He just called me back laughing. He FaceTimed me to laugh at me. He's like, "Oh, it's so nice for somebody else to be getting this luck for once." Ugh.
And then my Vexilla took one of your knights' full arsenal.
Oh yeah. So with my Armiger Helverins, my Helverin and 1 Warglaive, I shot the Custodian Guard Squad that was bodyguarding Trajan and the Vexilla. And I killed 2 Custodians, which left him only with 1 Custodian. And I was like, you only have 1 troop choice. He counts as 2, but that's not enough to bodyguard. I said, I can finally shoot the Vexilla with everything. I said, I'm going to dedicate. And I went over to my Crusader. I said, the whole Crusader. All of these guns, I'm dedicating the whole thing. It might be over. I literally, I don't know why I kept doing this. I said those words. This might be overkill, but I'm going to dedicate the whole thing. Not 1 wound got through.
Nope.
Not 1 wound. That mother trucker made, first of all, he's got the Vexilla, so he's -1 to hit. Then second of all, he made every single 4-up invul save.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, I didn't do not 1. He said, nope. At one point, like I had one of my 2 damage weapons get through, then he made both feel no pains. Yep. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Those Custodes took a freaking beating. Oh, and then Trajan Valoris took a full high intensity Las impulsor to the face and just shrugged off all the damage. And I was just like, oh, well, Trajan doing what he do. It was crazy.
And then my shield, not my shield captain, my
oh my goodness,
late champion got in.
So I took the relic on my Knight Preceptor to have the 2-up armor save. And he goes, all right, I just rolled 10 damage, -4. I said, 10 damage? I said, where'd all that damage come from? He goes, this 1 blade champion here. Yep, 10 damage, -4. I was like, what the hell? He said, well, it's only 4 hits, but... or no. Yeah, 10. He's like, it's only 5 hits. They're 2 damage apiece. But yeah, 10 damage, -4. I said, what the hell? Oh, yeah. This is my Gamers with Coffee cup, by the way. If anybody wants to get you some Gamers with Coffee gear, I got a link for their merch. And also, it says, freshly brewed with a shot of no lag, because lag kills. Also, the coffee inside is also sponsored by popular Twitch streamer Darklight Dreamer, who hooked me up with some World of Warcraft brand Omen coffee. So yeah, it's pretty good stuff. So anyways, yeah, so he did that damage, and I'm like, well, hell, at -4, I guess I don't get a save, thinking how knights usually only have a 3-up save, right? And then I was like, wait, this knight's got a relic that gives him a 2-up save. I can maybe save a couple of these on a 6+. So I roll the dice. I rolled 4 6s, blocking 8 of the damage down to 10. I tried to block more with my Feel No Pain, but none of that went through. But yeah, I was like 10 damage down to 2. And then there was Oni's Oni's turn for his face to drop.
Yeah.
That's okay. He tabled me turn 3. It was all good. At one point, that luck kept going. I don't know what happened. At one point, I backed up from his blade champion because it would have slaughtered me, and his bike captain. Or no, I shot the
My
bike
shield
captain.
captain was already dead by that point.
Yeah, I backed up because I was in combat with one of the Terminators and one of the bikes, and I backed up to shoot at them, which cost me an honor, by the way. So I was no longer generating double CP at that point. But yeah, I backed up, I shot, and I killed one more bike, and so there was one bike and one Terminator left. And I think I killed one Terminator. So there was just one Terminator, one bike left. And then I charged them. It was only like a 5-inch charge for my Preceptor and my Crusader. And I'm sorry you didn't get a notification, brother. But yeah, it was only a 5 and 6-inch charge. Neither of them made their charges. Not even with a reroll. It was.
Yep. And then you had that look again.
Yep. I was like, oh. Hi, by the way, I'm not a hot dog. Well, nice to meet you, not a hot dog. I hope you're doing well tonight. But yeah, I couldn't believe I missed a 5 and a 6-inch charge. And I was willing to pay the command points to not take the chance on the Terminator making his saves. I was willing to do the Thunder Stomp, to deal it all in mortal wounds. It's expensive, but I felt the need for that Terminator to go. That Terminator laid down some. That Terminator laid down some freaking smackdown for sure.
Yeah,
and same thing. Yeah, so my Warlord, my Crusader tried to go into that Terminator, failed his charge, and my Preceptor tried to go into the bike, failed his charge. So both my big knights were wounded and kind of left open and vulnerable the next turn. And on top of that, because I had backed up, I couldn't afford to stay in combat because defenders swing first, right? So I couldn't afford to stay in combat, but by backing up out of that combat, I moved closer to Trajan Valoris. So, I mean, it really didn't get me much safer. I just got an extra turn of shooting out of it. Yeah. My last game was miserable for both me and my opponent. We collectively failed 6 abilities that used limited resources. That is unheard of. Wow, that does sound pretty unlucky, my friend. But yeah, so I held out till turn 3. Turn 3, finally, the last of my knights went down. That one Vexilla that I just could not kill to save my life. I did some wounds to him in Overwatch because I threw all 3 Melta shots at him. And I couldn't kill him in combat. So he ended up killing me in combat. And then I spend a CP to auto-detonate on him. And only by blowing up did I finally kill the Vexilla. So Oni says he's going to get him a nameplate now.
Yeah. He was the MVP. He survived.
Tanked so much. He tanked more damage than Trajan that game.
Yeah.
It was good. And then after
mostly
that,
because you targeted him more than Trajan.
Yeah, exactly.
You made it your mission to take him out.
In theory, if I could take him out, all of the rest of my firepower would have been more successful, but I just couldn't get there.
In theory.
Exactly.
Putting it into practice.
Putting it into practice was something else. But then after he stomped me pretty well. Oh, the points. The points was like, it was a defeat of 12 points, but because he defeated me on turn 3, he would have really had 2 extra rounds of scoring. So at minimum, he would have scored another 24 points. Yeah. So he definitely had that game tightly in the bag by like a good 40, 50 point run, depending on which secondaries he had cashed in on. But yeah, so like I said, even though I lost by a pretty handy margin, I had a blast with the Knights. And then after that, Oni taught me how to play Warhammer Underworlds. And I used his Shadowstalkers. I remember this time.
Shadowstalkers.
Damn it. Shadowstalkers. And he played. I was so close. And he used Stormcast Eternals. And both of them were really good looking sets of models. It was the Stormcast. I don't know if any of you have seen them, but the leader of that group is a female knight holding up a lantern, and she's like reverse gripping her sword behind her. And yeah, it's a really cool pose. And she got like a hood on instead of a helmet. I want to take that and use that as like a canoness in my Sisters of Battle or something. I'm gonna get me one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really cool game. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it because, some people say it's more of a card game than an actual miniatures game. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to enjoy it, but the models look so cool. I've been interested because of the models I think since the game's come out, the models have always looked interesting. And I just never, I never committed to learning how to play. And then so finally, we had some time while the Sisters versus Imperial Guard were finishing up. We played some Underworlds, and turns out Lars also plays Underworlds and has like I think 2 or 3 war bands. Okay. And so yeah, we might do some more of that in the future. And I will definitely be doing some more because I'm getting Oni's Daughters of Cain. I've always had if you guys have been following the chat for a while, I've had an interest in Daughters of Cain for a hot minute. And yeah, I will be playing some Daughters of Cain in Underworld. And the best part is he's already done the skin tones. So the part that scares me the most about painting lovely ladies and models is already done by someone who's really good at skin tones.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
Heck yeah. So yeah, that we had a busy hobby weekend last weekend, but it was so good. This week I also played some Zombicide with the family again, and was telling Freak about it. And now Freak's starting to get a little interest in Zombicide too, so I might take over my box at some point and play with him. And maybe once we get used to that, we'll a hot minute. Oh yeah, a hot minute. Especially since it's been like 100 degrees out here. We've been in them trip digits. But yeah, so yeah, we might even do a little filming of a Zombicide battle report in our future. I don't know. Those of you who may have seen, by the way, if you haven't seen it, go over to Gamers with Coffee's channel. Because the last 2 Sundays has been him doing live games hosted by Mini Warmutt of Zombicide, and I got to participate and play, and it was a lot of fun. Here, I'm in a hoodie. I'm so jealous. But in that one, in Mini Warmutt's game, Mini Warmutt and Gamers with Coffee's game, I played as Sylvester Stallone from The Expendables. And yeah, I picked up my own copy of Benny Sylvester Stallone this week. So actually, I picked him up last week, but he came in this week. So I'm excited. And I know it's a board game, and I know they come with like, colored ring identifiers, so you don't have to paint your minis and whatnot. But I'm going to paint them up anyways. I get to play as Sylvester Stallone. How am I not going to paint up myself cosplaying as Sylvester Stallone, right? I have been a hobby butterfly this week. I finished up, you guys may have seen on Instagram or Facebook or on Pickle Jar's channel, on Hobby Corn Kevs. I'm so proud of this thing. I've been posting it up everywhere. I finished off my Knight of Tropos for my Knight Army. He was the last piece of my Knight Army. And I finished him off, posted him everywhere because I was so proud of him. So that was one thing I got to cross off my list. Boom, I'm done with the Knight Army. Then I got in a package from Brother Meeks that was actually waiting for me when I got home. When I got home from our little 40K and barbecue with Brother Atlas and Oni and Lars, and he sent over a Space Wolves Venerable Dreadnought, because I've been talking for a while how I wanted both a Murderfang and a Bjorn. So I had to build up this guy. And actually, it only took me one evening. I was really excited to build him up.
Nice.
So, built up Bjorn. Started because I've been collecting bits for my Murderfang conversion for a while now. And come to find out, I gotta try and scrounge a Contemptor close combat arm, because it turns out I thought I had a second one in my bits box for this conversion, but it's just not there. I can't find it anywhere. But he's going to be doing his pose is kind of inspired from Wolverine from X-Men, specifically thinking of something he does in the intro of the 90s X-Men cartoon. So he's going to have like this like lunging forward kind of pose. And then I'm going to have both arms kind of lunging forward with the claws extended. And yeah, that'll be my Murderfangs, like a little bit of a Wolverine kind of pose there. So Murderfang conversion underway. I've got some of Bjorn's fur pelt on the shoulder for one of his shoulders. And then on the other side, I've got a World Eater's there we go. World Eater's studded shoulder pad, as Brother Spud from Chilling Wargamers calls them, baubles. I've got the iron studded shoulder pad from the World Eaters there. I think it just looks cool. What I've done here is I've painstakingly taken hours to shave down the World Eater symbol from the chest. I've left like the banner under there, but I've shaved off the World Eater symbol. There's a little divot here of where part of the symbol went. So I don't know. I might make that like a skull, or I'm thinking if I get one of those Terminator shields that mount onto the shoulder there, that might be a good thing to go in there. I don't know. I'll find something. Maybe a wolf skull if I find one, just because, Murderfang. Did I find those bits? I found one of the arms I was looking for last night. I just can't find the other arm. I've got the shoulder. This is what I'm missing. I've got the claws and the fist, right? I've got the shoulder. I'm missing the joint that goes from the arm into the shoulder, and I'm missing, the bicep kind of area. That's it. Or not the bicep. No, the forearm area. I've got this bit. I just need the elbow joint and the forearm. I've got the fist. I've got the shoulder. I've got the arm. I just need the forearm and the elbow joint. It's crazy. I could swear I had another one here. But man, I have torn my house apart looking for that bit.
It'll turn up right when you don't need it anymore.
Oh yeah, I have done that a couple of I've done that a couple of times recently. I'm like, I guess I need to get this bit. I don't have this bit anymore. And then after I placed the order, it's like, oh, here's that bit. God dang it. Or I recently did that as a $200 mistake. See, what had happened was, okay, I need my passport for work. We moved, and I have an office box where I keep all my office work stuff. And I could swear that I had put my passport in there. And I'm like, okay, I need to go to Canada for one of my sites. So I need my passport. Well, it was not tucked away with all my office stuff. So I have this safe box where we keep a lot of our important documents not in there. Man, I tore my house apart for the last, I don't know, 3 months. Every week or so, I'd tear through the house, taking stuff apart, looking through stuff, trying to find my passport. So finally, I had to break down. I'm like, I really needed to make this trip for work. So I made myself an appointment with the passport office to go in, report my other one is lost. They sent me a form to fill out online and, get a new one sent to me. So the day comes of the appointment. And I'm like, oh man, proof of citizenship. I need my birth certificate. My wife was like, I'll get it for you, babe. Don't get me wrong. She has helped me, by the way, for the last 3 months, tear the house apart for this passport. And neither of us could find it. She goes and she gets my birth certificate from the same little place where we keep our important documents locked up. She gets it, and guess what's sitting right in front of my birth certificate? 20 minutes earlier, I had just submitted the form that they told me to fill out before coming into the office. Submit. You acknowledge that by clicking submit. This will render all previous previous incarnations of your passport invalid. Yes. 20 minutes later. Hey, look what we found. Oh, no.
Too late now.
Yep. That was an expensive mistake. I'd gotten a small bonus from work, too. That was the last of my bonus. That was like a double kick in the groin. Okay. Other hobby stuff. I talked about, I got a gift that came in from Weather Pig that I'll be unboxing. I talked about my Zombicide. I talked about my gift from Brother Meeks. Shout out, Brother Meeks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Weather Pig. Lots of gifts. I really appreciate y'all. Gifts coming. Like I said, Brother Oni hooking me up with some Daughters of Cain and some goodness coming for the 30K that we're going to be jumping into together. Before we talk a little bit about that, like I said, I've been a hobby butterfly. I painted a knight this week. I assembled Bjorn. Oh, and out of that box I got from Meeks, I'm actually building 3 dreadnoughts. You saw my Bjorn. You saw my Murderfang work in progress. And then another work in progress I've had sitting around for some conversions that I knew I was going to do for a while. This is, please adjust the lighting. There we go. This is the Forge World Venerable Space Wolf Dreadnought. You can see with the double wolves, the heads of Mordecai coming out the center. I'm going to use that body. I'm going to take the shield and axe from either the shield and, I'm thinking the shield and axe out of the Venerable Dreadnought kit and turn this into another shield and axe dreadnought. So I'm going to make 3 dreadnoughts out of this kit Brother Meek sent. It's going to be cool. He looks like the little brother of Bjorn because standing him next to his plastic brother next to him, he's just a little smaller.
Baby
Bjorn's
Bjorn.
little brother. Yeah. Baby Bjorn, how I adore. So I've got that on the go. And then the hobby butterflying didn't stop because I went ahead and started painting my dreadnoughts and my Custodes dreadnoughts. And they are now about a good 90% done, actually. I just got to do the eyes, the basing, this one needs a decal for sure. But I've done the energy effects. I need some heat bloom on the energy barrels here. But yeah, most of the details are done. So yeah, just eyes and basing and one set of decals. So here we go. This is the Telemon Heavy Dreadnought. And he is a good 90% done. He just needs eyes and basing. I love that big meaty fist he's got. Do some punching. And then I've got my I forget the name of it. It's a big ass heavy laser on the right arm with a little heat bloom there. I actually love the way this has come out so far. When I had done this yesterday, I was ready to hang it up. I'm like, I don't know. I might even want to strip this sucker. I had used streaking grime. Like, okay, all of my Custodes so far have been one layer of streaking grime, clean it up with Q-tips, one layer of black oil wash, clean it up with Q-tips, good to go, right? I did the streaking grime, and I shared with you guys. No, I didn't share with you guys last week. Earlier this week, I spilled my streaking grime on my favorite pair of jeans, by the way. This guy's had a smart week. This has been a big brain week. So the bottom, like my streaking grime after the spill is down to about, maybe this much. It's pretty near the bottom. I've ordered a new bottle. It's on the way, yada, yada. I did not realize that a lot of the gunk in the streaking grime settles at the bottom. And even though I've been shaking it up, and even though oil washes and enamel color feel very liquidy, there's a lot of sediment in here. You got to really shake the bejesus out of this stuff. Almost like you're shaking army painter, because it gets really, really thick at the bottom. What will you use for basing? The same stuff I put them up there. The same stuff I use for my Sagittarium. It'll be the the purple and black sand with the alien plants and some purple crystals to be as rocks and hills. You see a little bit of that purple crystal there. Boop. But yeah, I really love how this basing came out, so I'm going to do that for all my Custodes. Shake it like you're trying to pay for college. Exactly. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Shake, shake, shake it. Shake, 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 shake it. Shake, 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 shake it like a Polaroid picture. Anyways, so because it was so thick at the bottom, I put it on the models like I normally do. And even though I went right away back and cleaned it up with the Q-tip, like always, it was so much more potent in its sludge form at the bottom that it just immediately stained and muted all my colors. And, don't get me wrong, you use streaking grime because you want a certain level of staining, but usually you can clean it back up to a point where you can leave the gritty bits gritty, and the parts that you want to pop through with that pop of blue, pop of color, will still be there, right? It just looked grimy and muted and didn't match my infantry at all. Of course, I mean, you guys see how it is now, but also looking at my infantry, you guys can see there's some grime there, but also that blue comes through pretty strong, So yesterday it looked all not good, and I was pretty upset with myself. And Oni was like, man, you don't need to strip it. Go back in, brighten it back up with that blue, and just thinly layer it on, and it'll look all right. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm emo right now. I feel like a failure.
And then I sent him 15 different emojis.
He did. And so you guys know, we've talked about this with Freak before. That's my process, right? First I bitch about it, then I cry a little bit, and then eventually I'll go back and fix it because, eventually at the end of the day I get it done. But yeah, I was just thinking, man, I feel like such a failure right now. But in the end, I went back. I had a great hobby hanging out with Brother Superfly. And while we were hanging out, I brightened back up that blue. I cleaned up all the areas where the grime was. It was looking a little too bright and blue by the end of the night, so I finished my process this morning. I went back. I hit it with the black oil wash because I had already had the problem with the streaking grime, and there was still some buildup in some areas. I thinned down the black oil wash more than I normally do and used it, and I'm pretty happy with where it came out. Now, because the process was a little different, and I did do some extra brightening stages and some extra, well, there was definitely some extra buildup of washes. It didn't come out looking exactly like my infantry, but at the end, I was pretty happy with it. In fact, I really feel like I saved it. Now, the only thing I couldn't save doing this is I couldn't get the smooth finish back on the shield of the Galatis. It's the Contemptor Dread with the sword and shield. And I had something hit me, and I have a feeling this is going to sear a lot of people's retinas. And it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but there are certain sci-fi things that I've watched, certain video games that I play where you can get a sword and shield made completely of energy. And as I was using acetone to clean up all the junk and grime off the shield and repriming it, I had an epiphany where I wanted to do that kind of sci-fi or magic glowing shield effect to match the sword. And so I have here, ooh, that looks so much more bright on this camera than it actually looks in real life. But yeah, it is retina searing, but I like it. Now, what I'm going to do is I have a black decal for my Custodes coming in. Well, it's not exactly decals for Custodes because it's like almost $30 if you want to get the official Forge World Custodes decal sheet, which I don't. And so what I did was I went to Fallout Hobbies. Fallout Hobbies has some great alternative decals, and I got their Future Soldier ones. And I'm going to put a black decal right here at the center of the shield. And that is actually, this decal is going to, give me a symbol, right? A point of focus on the shield. And because I'm doing a black decal, I want it to look like it's something in the way of the glow, right? Kind of like the bat symbol. You know how like the lamp for the bat symbol, it's glowing from underneath, but where the bat is, it's just blacked out. And so that's what I plan on doing right there. It'll have that pop of glow in the middle, but where it's like searing bright white in the middle, it's going to have, that night symbol there, kind of, to mute the color a little bit. But I think the shield and the sword tied nicely together, creates a nice bright focal point for where I've gone kind of grim and dirty with the armor. I like it. Like I said, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but look at this. Okay, when you read the lore on Storm Shields, it says that it's protecting more with the hunk of metal. Storm Shields in the lore emit a shield, an energy field of shielding energy, right? And if you look at the shield on the Galatis, there's like energy cables going to the shield. Well, it's hard to see, but it's underneath where he's holding the shield. There's like energy cables there. And so, yeah, I'm like, why not? Why not have a shield emitting an energy field out there, Plus, I just am in love with my pink energy effects, and any excuse I get to do that. So I have two, like, mostly painted dreadnoughts. I have a fully built Bjorn this week. I have a half-built Forge World dreadnought. And I have my Murder Fang that is stuck because I need to buy another Contemptor arm and get that in. But so I'm in the process of building 3 different dreads out of one kit. I've got 2 dreads mostly done for Custodes. And, well, this would be a great point because I have all these projects that are close to finishing up. Great point to jump on to, put something else on my desk. We all know what's coming this week. Man, I got in a lot of hobby this week. I think it was because I was in a lot of phone calls and a lot of meetings with people this week. Never be afraid of color, especially in grim dark. I agree, my brother. I like the way you think. I even, earlier today, I had a client stand me up, which is fine. But just in case, he thought it might have been like last week where, the meeting got pushed forward half an hour. I ended up staying on the phone for almost a full hour, just in case he popped in a little late. And I just sat there with my headset on and painted for a full hour on the clock. It was kind of nice. So yeah, lots of hobby progress this week. But I am getting some Daughter's Cane soon. So that'll be another project coming around, and of course, this is tonight at midnight the release of 30K. Who's getting into 30K? Oni here. Going to be picking up some boxes. And mañana, right?
Yep, tomorrow.
I'll be getting my 30K stuff next week. And yeah, I'm looking. I think it's a great time to try and finish up some of these projects that have been sitting around. Because yeah, we can make some room to paint up some 30K stuff. So I may even jump in a little ahead on that. And I have 10 Mark IIIs that are still new in box. I might start. Hey, Kaiju, my brother. Good to see you. I hope you've been doing well, brother. But yeah, I've got 10 Mark IIIs that have been sitting brand new on sprue. I could get started sneaking into an early start with my 30K army, maybe doing up some test models. Also, I've had sitting around here since Betrayal at Calth, long time ago. We're talking the first box set for Heresy. I have up just on the other side of my monitor here. The Betrayal at Calth Captain. And then also I found, looking in my box, came across them again while looking for bits in the chat with Brother Superfly last night. My Betrayal at Calth Chaplain.
Nice.
So yeah, I've got a couple characters I can go ahead and start working on. And plus, Brother Oni has some stuff to hook me up with. Got a Blood Angels Praetor coming, Blood Angels Leviathan coming. So I've got a pretty good start in the Heresy already.
Yeah, you sure do.
I've also got a Russ coming from Brother Atlas, Forge the Wild. And he is working on his process of building up some for his Catachan. And as a test piece, I get to paint one of his Russes. So that's going to be cool. So yeah, lots of projects inbound. So yeah, I'm going to be I've got a strong start between half of the what's the new 30K box coming out called?
Age of Darkness.
Age of Darkness. Yeah, between half of Age of Darkness coming out, half of the Age of Darkness box. Between I've already got 10 more Mark IIIs. I've got a Captain, a Praetor, a Leviathan, and a Chaplain. I've got a pretty solid start to an army.
Yeah.
Maybe even a Zakarian. Oh man, I love those tanks so much.
I want to get the new plastic levy that they're going to be releasing.
The plastic levy looks cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna grab one more thing. Talk to the nice people.
All right. So, is anybody else going to get into some Horus Heresy? besides us.
All right. Not going to flash any addresses because I'm not trying to call anyone out, but check out this box of goodies from the Weather Pig. Got a little TWP, a little Weather Pig branding right there on the side. So, yeah. But check out these cool little guys. I don't feel like he's right. Brother Atlas thinks he can't paint. But one thing he can do, man, he is good at putting stuff together and making stuff from scratch. And what's I think it's the Cyclops or something like that. They're these
Goliath?
little. Is it the Goliaths? The
Think
tiny
so.
little baby tanks?
The ones that blow up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're Goliaths.
These tiny little baby tanks, and the detail's just not coming out. It's just too bright white. I should have primed them or something. But there's these tiny little baby tanks that Atlas put together, and he's got a couple for his army. And hooked me up because he knows I'm starting a guard army, or I have a guard army started. I'm in the collecting. I haven't started putting anything together and painting it or not. But yeah, so gave me a couple of these. You can only take 3 of them, of course. But yeah, he's like, in case you want to do any exploding tanks, take these little baby tanks. So don't panic, Oni. Be charming and enthralling. Superfly says, no horse heresy for me, not in the foreseeable future. I'm thinking I'll miss it. I'm not keen on a Marine army. That's understandable. Not everybody's flavor. It looks like you're showing us a tank made of rice. That's it. Brother Atlas is a chef and a craftsman. That's so much money. I'm sorry, man. It would just be much easier if you jump into heresy with Marines with us, Atlas. One of us. One of us. There we go. One of us.
It's only inevitable.
We have gone a little dark side and been like telling Atlas that if you just jump into Marines with us, it's not going to be that much of a financial commitment. We'll hook you up with things. Cyclops demolition tanks, that's what they're called. Yeah, we're kind of holding them hostage at this point. Like, yeah, man, just do a little drugs. I mean, do a little Marines with us, man. We'll hook you up.
First one's free.
The first hit's free, man. Wybird, my brother, how you doing? Do you think Horus Heresy will stay the way it is, or will go down 40K style and turn into a mess? Well, and that's the other thing we have to talk about is the bonfire, the dumpster fire that people are throwing over the changes in 40K. But we'll get to that in a minute. Man, I haven't done any hobby so far. I've just been running my mouth. I think it'll become a mess as part of the business model for GW. I don't know. So one of the things that's really appealing to a lot of people that makes them want to do 30K is that through, I think, all of 1.0 or most of 1.0, the format and the rules stayed one piece. It wasn't continuously evolving like the way current Warhammer 40K is. And a lot of people, responded well to that. That's one of the things that really interests Freak is that it is because a lot of people feel like the constant changes in current 40K is healthy and balanced. But the way some people read that is unstable, right? And so the idea of a static set of rules that don't change is very appealing. And I think that's one of the things that really draws in Freak. However, I don't know. They're making such a big push with all new models, all new rules and stuff like that, it is possible that Superfly could be right and they'll follow their current 40K business model. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I mean though. When Horse Heresy gets more popular, they'll push more effort into it. Exactly. It is possible. It became a mess when they stopped selling metal bits. I don't know, man. I know you are attached to the nostalgia of things, but I got to say, I love all the dynamic new poses and models and stuff that they come out with now. So, a living codex keeps the sales coming, in my opinion. It's true. Also, I think it's because of the competitive front, right? They constantly rotate the new hotness into the power creep, rotation. Then everybody's always going to want to sell what they have and buy the latest and greatest. I like the idea of changes in 40K, but they shouldn't be doing something like everyone gets half CP or here space dwarves when all the codexes are imbalanced. It's true. That's true. As a guard player, I can promise you it's not balanced. Okay. I wasn't saying that the changes make things very balanced. It's just saying they're rotating for balance. Like them doing changes doesn't affect the guard. And I don't mean this in any negative connotation. I love guard. I'm starting a guard army right now. What I'm saying is that because guard isn't at the top tables in competitive, in their current mindset, guard don't matter, right? What they are rotating and balancing are the things that are competitively or continuously hitting the top of the tables, right? So when they put out these Nerf bats and stuff like that, the Nerf bats might hit guard at the bottom only because it's on their way to the top to hit those that are in the top 5 spots. If we go those ways, 40K went downhill at 6th edition. But yeah, 8th edition Codex high fives. However, so me saying that currently in the world of GW balance and rotation, guard doesn't matter. Now that is on a limited timer because we know that their codex is coming up. And I have a pretty good feeling that they will definitely get some power and love when their new codex comes out and guard gets, all those new models that they're supposed to be getting. They'll have a new book to sell. They'll have new models to sell, and I have a feeling that their turn will come into, the balance rotation. Since Kaiju already brought it up, though, let's talk about the major rules that are changing in the next season of Warhammer. And we all know the first one. Everybody gets half CP. If you play up to 1,000 points, you get 3. That's it. Play after 1,000, you get 6. That's it. It's a big change. However, and I feel like they were kind of experimenting with this with the Knight Codex, with the Imperial Knight Codex. With the whole, if you're honorable, you can get 2 CP per round.
Right.
Because I got to experience some of that playing Knights this weekend. And so, yeah, you're going to have fewer CP at the start. And yeah, it is overall going to be a nerf to the amount of CP you're getting. Guard don't matter. Well, I'm saying guard don't matter at the top tables. I just did a whole spiel on this. Don't just take the parts you want.
He's like, sorry, I was eating. Can you repeat the whole thing?
Guard don't matter at the top tables is what I'm saying. But when their new codex comes out, I'm pretty sure that will be.
He's writing your name down in his grudge book.
Don't Don't write my name down in the book. Although I'm not going to go too far into this because I don't know if she's listening, but my wife and I have a disagreement. I feel like Light Yagabe, was doing some good work. My wife disagrees though. So
I'm not even gonna get into that.
I'm just saying the stat says he reduced violent crimes in the entire world by 80%. Did he make a few mistakes? Sure. I mean, but you reduce violent crime by 80% in the entire world. That's massive. Anyways. Now, you will notice I will not raise my voice to say that.
What was that? Nothing?
God, 3 CP. What the living hell am I going to do? Yeah, it's so it very much encourages you to take those troop-based detachments, your patrols, your battalions, your brigades, even if you need extra slots, brigades. You may want to pay a few taxes to get your brigades in. What do you think of these changes, Oni, my brother?
I don't really mind it. I play EOS, so pretty much the same concept.
Okay.
Really not much a big difference for me, so.
And there is there is a bright side, right? The main focus they said is to build your CP using build your army using as little CP as possible. Exactly. Their big thing that they're going for here is to limit the first turn alpha strike, right? Is because what happens in a lot of games, a lot of it depends on who goes first. And why does that happen? It's because whoever goes first usually ends up throwing down, you guys ever play 52 pickup? That's what people are usually end up doing with their CP right at the beginning. They're just spending all them CPs, getting the max alpha strike, and the next thing you know, you as the opponent going turn 2 are starting the game with 700-800 points less than your opponent on the board because you got nuked turn 1. So it is a way to limit how important it is to go first, and I kind of see the point in that. So that is change number 1. Myself, do I like the extra CP at the beginning? Yeah, I do. Do I like taking non-troop focused detachments? I really, really do. Okay, with my White Scars and Wolves, I love taking Outrider detachments because I love getting Thunder Wolves and Fenrisian Wolves and, speeders or whatever. I like fast attack stuff because I like being able to rush across the board. Could you speak up? I can't hear you. But yeah, so I like using Outrider detachments and, to really add a lot of fast attacks to my game. Or sometimes with my Space Wolves, I'll even do a Vanguard detachment and add a bunch of elites to my army, But you can't, it's going to be harder to do that now, especially you play at 1,000 points. That's all 3 of your CP right there, right? So it's definitely going to be interesting. It's going to be, hey, I know I can only fit 2 of each fast attack and elites into my patrol. What else am I going to spend these points on? Or maybe it's going to force me to, bulk up to a battalion, right? Where I don't normally take them. Or maybe it might even force me to start looking at brigades if I need to. I do like the idea. I'm salty because there are armies that rely on pre-game CP to boost their units to be remotely competitive as opposed to Alpha Strike or of Strat Burning. And I collect 2 of them. That's a shame, brother. Silly question. What's CP?
Command points.
I feel like you've played a 9th edition game before or 8th edition game. See, I always don't know which of Wybert's questions to answer seriously because I know he likes trolling. But
Yeah, I
definitely,
don't really mind it because if it's going the way that AOS does, at the start of each person's turn, you get CP, so it doesn't
exactly.
really matter. You know, it's,
I haven't played since fifth.
theoretically you'll be getting 2 CP every round. So there's that. You'll essentially be getting, like, let's say it's your turn, you'll get a CP, I'll get a CP. Then it's my turn, I'll get a CP, and then you'll get a CP.
Yeah, a lot of people say, "Oh, there's more bookkeeping. It's going to be hard to remember." I don't think it will be, in my opinion. I think it's
No,
just going to be at the start of each person's turn. You'll say, "Okay, start of the turn. Your turn. We both get a command point. My turn. We both get a command point.
yeah,
Commando points. If your chaplain has 3 lots of commando points, he gets more movement. Hit of commando pants, he gets more movement. Stores more relics in the extra pockets." It's funny. Um, so yeah, I like I said, it's going to change the way we build lists. It's going to change, what we're buying at the start, but also it's going to change, like what formations we take. I think because I think I'm going to start, relying less on my vanguards and outriders, which is fine.
right,
I love my Thunderwolves. Also, I think one of the effects it's going to have because you are limiting your formations now, it's going to, I think personally, those things that we like to cram into extra detachments might start having you bulk up too, right? Instead of
right,
taking 2 sets of 3 Thunderwolves, you know, to conserve fast attack slots, I might take just one big blob of 6 Thunderwolves now.
right.
And of course, it might be 5 because of blast, and I don't want to trigger blast, but yeah, I might take more big blobs than just trying to spread everything out. And it might make, a lot of the way ninth edition has gone has kind of been rewarding MSU, right? Multiple small units instead of big blobs, right? And
Hmm.
so maybe that'll bring back the idea of multiple small units. The next change is one a lot of people are pretty upset about because we like our special characters, right? And I think somewhere, maybe I think halfway through seventh, people started leaning. Maybe it was beginning of eighth. People started leaning less away. Yeah, I think it was actually eighth. People started leaning away from named characters and more going into generic characters that you could load up with relics, warlord traits, and stuff like that.
Right.
Uh, and customizing and really kitting out uh, these different characters. But now it's going to cost you. You no longer get a free relic. You no longer get a free warlord trait. Each one going to cost you a command point. So you're already getting half your number of command points, and just to get your first relic and command point, or your first relic and warlord trait, it's going to cost you 2 CP, right? That's it's not going to be easy to tool out. Taking I'm going to take all these revved up characters and really hit the board.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are upset by that. That may actually, I mean, they've already by many many means, really really beaten, the Smash Captain everybody was taking out of the scene. But yeah, this definitely further takes that idea of my souped up warlord that does X, Y, and Z, and it's going to make it a lot more. You might tool up one character that way, but I don't think you'll be tweaking all of them that way.
Right.
And I think it might lead some of us back to taking some of those name characters that we've had sitting on our shelves for a while. Or, like, I have Canis Wolfborn, who has been a pack leader for a while now because, I've not been taking him as Canis. So he might actually get to see some character action because his abilities are pretty good. those named characters, they've already got a baked in warlord trait or special abilities. Multiple small units? Can you do that? Not with guard, brother. Not with guard. A Herald Deathwolf might come back. I don't know. I think I'll always take a Wolflord Methos and spend the 2 CP to give him Warlord trait and relic. But yeah, because my special Wolflord on Thunderwolf is pretty cool. So there might be some characters I always go rule of cool on. The War Bosses, Lady Dragon and Freak painted up for me. War Boss Garona and War Boss Rex. They're custom pieces of art in my gallery. I'm definitely gonna take them and kit them out. So I'll definitely for some characters always spend, but some cases, instead of taking say my Blade Guard, my generic Blade Guard captain, I might take Kursaro Khan more often, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of always taking a second Wolf Lord as a chapter master, I might take Logan Grimnar. So I'm actually kind of excited to take some of these named characters back in the game too, because they have been sitting on the sideline for a while. I'm interested to see what happens with named characters. I'd assume their warlord traits and relics would have to count towards the CP. Well, if it stays as it has been, it's always been that the reason why nobody takes the named characters is because they're extra expensive points wise. And that's because their points reflect the fact that they come with a baked-in relic and warlord trait.
Come with them default.
Exactly. So I'm thinking they might leave them free as far as CP goes, but they may either keep them at their points or that people already think are overcosted for most named characters, or maybe even increase them in points. Guard can opt out of a warlord trait to get a tank ace. Will I have to spend CP just to have 2 tank aces? Maybe. In fact, if, and of course we won't know until the Guard Codex comes out. What I think is more likely to happen is you will have a grace period between season 2 or this new season of Warhammer and your Codex because it's coming. My throat is so itchy today. Oh, and I'm out of coffee. And so you'll have that grace period, but then when your Codex comes out, who knows? It may have a rule in there where even your first tank ace ability is cost you a command point, and then the second one also costs you a command point. It might be just CP spend right off the bat. I think you'll get that grace period because your Codex is already so close. But then after that, boom, spending some CP. I just made some coffee. Well, hand me a cup, brother.
Holding out.
Right? And I think, always take Lysander to every game. And he has been lately. It was funny because I just got him back I just finally got him in the habit of, kitting out his apothecary and lieutenant, to be tooled up super characters. And you can't have what I have. That's true. I can't have sugar. So if it's a cappuccino and whatnot, I might not be able to have it. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I just got freaking the habit of amping up his apothecary and his lieutenant when he takes him out on the field. Now those will cost him command points if he keeps doing that. But he might also take it as an opportunity to bring back his Lysander and his entourage of Terminators. That'll be cool to see.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to bring back Lysander.
Lysander's just not been the same since he was zombified. His Lysander's spirit was broken.
Yeah.
But it's possible.
Yeah, all these rules sound fine and dandy. I don't really care about them. Just give me my Chaos Codex. That's all I care about. That's all I want.
But these things are going to be possibly the same for your Chaos Codex too.
Like I said, as soon as the Chaos Codex comes out, all this other stuff, I don't care about them. Gimme, 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 gimme.
Give me now. Give me now. It's got to be close.
And then after the Chaos Codex comes out, then I'll worry about all that other stuff. Just give me my 2 wounds. That's what I want. 2 wounds.
2 wounds, baby. Which they should have had all along. This has really been dragged out too long.
Yeah.
Chaos Codex is getting leaked pretty quickly. I saw Abaddon's rules got thrown out today. Nice.
Yeah.
It's so close. I'm thinking
That's
it's just been held off a little bit for 2.0 launch. I'm sure once this 2.0 stuff settles down a little bit, boom, your Chaos will be on pre-order.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I did Custodes. That's why I switched armies. 'Cause I wasn't really able to do much with my Chaos because of the 1 wound models.
When he was playing his World Eaters, I kept offering, and man, don't you just want to play them like they have 2 wounds, but he stuck to his guns, yeah. And I just it definitely felt not good, even as the Imperial player shooting at these Chaos guys and seeing that they weren't getting the
Oh yeah, my World Eaters, they're retired. You even asked me, was it Tuesday, if their codex is ever released, would I ever bring them back?
Oh yeah, I was like, Daddy Angron's right around the corner. He said, nah. Like, I'm not even interested. I said, not even with a brand new Primarch? I'm sure they'll be powerful. I'm really not interested. I'm like, oh. Now, where did I put that Plague Bearer and Tallyman? I don't know if Freak will play your zombie list, man, but I'll play your zombie list. Oh, you don't play that anymore because now you have to take as many Marines as you take zombies, right? Anyone recall the paint name for Krieg? Blue-gray. I believe that's, I think Kami's right. I think that's the Fang for the Space Wolves.
The only World Eaters I'll play are 30k. That's it.
I'm really excited to see because I've always loved that vibrant blue-white color scheme, and I can't wait to see you do it. Like I said, that may have been one of my go-to thoughts for 30k, except for after painting, 2,000 points of white scars, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll paint more white scars in the future, but I think just like more white armored armies, I think I'm done. Oh, no, I'm not done because I have clone troopers to paint up eventually. Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. That's funny.
You're welcome.
Nah, I'm excited for those.
Yeah, that's another game that I've been trying to get into. It's just that the game shop that I usually go play at, they're busy getting ready for tournaments, so they really don't have enough time to do like beginner games.
Also, you wouldn't go against the Emperor Methos. You're right, but the cool thing about 30k is that you can, because it's the first fracturing, you can actually choose to go Loyalist or Chaos with each of the armies. Well, with most of them. Like White Scars had a moment of weakness where they almost felt Chaos. They didn't know it was Chaos at the time, but they thought about following the War Master Not the Khan himself, but like the guys under him were gonna like overthrow the Khan and take up Banner 4 Horse. I don't know how they thought. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a fight with the Primarch and regular Space Marines. I don't know how they thought they were going to overthrow the Khan, but they thought they were going to do it. Dark Angels as well. Dark Angels are famous for it. They
Hey.
also
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
cocaine is a hell of a drug. Dark Angels. The Blood Angels too had a moment of weakness where it seemed like Sanguinius was dying, and the only way he was going to get to live is if he gave in to the Red Thirst and accepted Khorne's gift. He was actually the first choice to become the Red Angel. And of course, at the end, Sanguinius pulls through and stays pure. But they were trying to tie him in. And in that moment, when their Primarch was dying, and unless he gave into the Red Thirst and became the Red Angel, some of the Blood Angels were like, I mean, we've all been a little bloodthirsty anyways. If it saves our prince, I mean, maybe it's win-win.
On that side.
Huh?
So they got cookies on that side.
They got cookies. They said, man, I would give anything to just sniff another line off of Sanguinius's fine ass. His brother said, or, the other Space Marine goes, brother? Nothing.
Sorry, it was a moment of weakness.
Pulls through and stays pure, a.k.a. dies. Now he manages to overcome the demon that was making all that happen, so he actually didn't end up dying. Space Wolves are bloodthirsty. Space Wolves didn't have that moment of weakness where they almost fell to chaos, though. In fact, I'm like 1 or 2 books away from finishing Horus Heresy and starting on Siege of Terra, and I haven't even seen any opportunities where they've had the opportunity to give into chaos. So I wonder if there are wolf rules in the Chaos Codex.
I'll let you know tomorrow, because that's the one that I'm getting.
Oh, the Chaos Codex.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I need to get the Loyalist one. Big homie, you are still. Oh, did I freeze up? Oh yeah, hell yeah, I froze up. I'm frozen. I'm hosting, and yet Oni's camera is fine. There we go. That's weird. How are you coming through on my feed and I'm not coming through on my feed?
Magic?
Maybe magic. Maybe.
Embrace it, Methos. Join chaos. And then you too can overcome the freezing.
That's the thing with wolves. They're anti-warp magic, but fine with this rune magic. That's definitely nothing to do with any warp energy at all. Exactly. I love how they always make it a very ironic thing in when it's talked about in 30K as well. No, this power comes from Fenris. Never comes from the warp. Don't get me wrong. I love my wolves. I'm dedicated to my wolves. I definitely understand that, this is one of those, that's what they tell themselves to sleep at night kind of things. I totally get it. The third and final massive change to 40K is a good one. It's a positive. Before it costs you 1 command point to take an auxiliary detachment for a Lord of War, if the Lord of War was in your same faction, aka taking a Bane Blade in your Imperial Guard cost you a CP before. Now that's free. Taking an Astraeus or what are they called? Fell Hammers or something like that.
Bellblades?
Fell blades for Space Marines. Now it's free CP wise. I mean, you still have to have points, but
Do Primarchs count as Lords of War?
yes, they do. Well, when now I think now they're HQs.
Like Mortarion, Magnus?
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't know because there's so many more chaos Primarchs than good ones
Hey,
out, so I would
hey,
know.
hey. That's where all the party is, man. Where the party is. Open invitation.
You Thousand Sons use magic to boost your troops. Heresy. Rune Priest. I need more attacks. Cast the thing. The thing that comes from Fenris. Exactly. The only thing, okay, I will say the Thousand Sons are not a good example of this. Okay, when they say Mortarion did nothing wrong, everybody seems to forget the part where
Magnus did.
everybody seems to forget the part where he literally bonded an entire planet of his people to these helpful spirits called tutelary that was revealed when their planet came under attack to be demons that all these people bonded their souls to. And these helpful spirits called tutelary showed their demonic presence and started possessing a bunch of people. And oh no, we accidentally, spoilers. Oh yeah, this is definitely spoilers. We accidentally have a planet full of demon possessed people. By the way, these helpful spirits, taught them to use magic for everyday things. Like,
Yeah, they were just being helpful, just trying to help them live a better life.
they were so seductive with their powers that they used they have all this technology, but they use magic for everything. I need a cold Coke out of the fridge, magic. It's not cold, magic. Got to go, gents. You have a fantastic night. You too, brother. Great hanging out with you, Marcos. Wah. So yeah,
They were just trying to help them live an easier life.
a
There's
little
nothing
easier
wrong with
life.
that.
Sure.
Nothing wrong with that.
Once the planet comes under attack and they start possessing all these people, it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have, sold my soul for all those times I just needed to Diet Coke.
Worth it.
Good morning. Just briefly swing by to say hello. Need to head back to bed as currently suffering from COVID. COVID. Brother, you rest up. Have a good night, man. Try and get some rest and feel better soon. When Freak had COVID, one of the things his doctor kept recommending was whenever he would sleep, to make sure he's taking melatonin because it slows down the adrenaline production and whatnot in your body and lets your body heal and rest. And of course, when you have COVID, because your body's constantly under attack, it's constantly amps up your adrenaline. So melatonin helped him, slow it down and start healing. So just something his doctor told him you may want to look into. I'm not saying do it at my word, but maybe do a little look into it. Yeah, I don't know why I keep freezing. My internet has been kind of spotty the last few days. That's definitely not true, Wybird. Yeah, I don't know why I keep freezing. It is so weird that that Oni on this same feed is not frozen though.
Telling you.
Kaiju says I'd definitely sell my soul for fridge telekinesis. Wybird says,
Telling you,
"Hey,
man. Join chaos. It'll free you."
Wybird says, at least they didn't go to Slanesh demons. Oh, good. Now I'm moving again. I just came from my son's basketball game. His team won 31-2. That's awesome. Congrats. Holy crap. That is a complete shutout. So, yeah, I think I'll explain later, Methos, about the most of the UK in the vid. Got you. But yeah, those are the 3 massive changes coming for 40K as we know them.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting how it actually plays out instead of actually reading on it.
That'll be. Yeah, I mean, we won't really know until we start, feeling it on the field and seeing what happens when we're making our lists and playing it out.
Yeah.
I think it'll be okay though. I'm actually excited for the Lords of War change because I want to see people take more cool stuff like Baneblades. We all know tanks haven't been in a great place for a couple of editions now, and I would just love to see some Baneblades back on the field. Don't get me wrong, 7th edition had its trouble too. Back with the which we'll see some of again soon with the Horus Heresy rules. But like one penetrating hit, and you can immobilize or explode a Baneblade. I mean, yeah, that's kind of problematic. However, it's just so cool to see some of that big stuff back on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, I'd love a Baneblade someday. But I remember I have like some pretty good memories of my friend Ethan playing his Baneblade, and that made for some pretty epic games. I remember I was charging his Baneblade with like I think a Wolf Lord on Thunderwolf and a pack of Thunderwolves.
Yeah.
And and then I had the Dreadnought coming up behind him. Oh, back then you could destroy single weapons on a vehicle too, right? And so this Baneblade, during the charge, nuked my Thunderwolves, then killed the captain and blew off the arm on my Dreadnought. The Dreadnought only had like, I don't know, I don't remember. It only had a few hull points left, I think. But
right.
It didn't even, like, the arm it lost was its close combat arm. So all he had was his double las cannon.
Yeah.
Came back to my turn. I whiffed the las cannon. Like back then, a double barreled las cannon was only one shot, not 2. But because it was twin linked, you got to re-roll it. So I was like, one las cannon shot. Nope, missed that one. So then I charged it in combat with no close combat weapon, and I still managed to do a penetrating, or I managed to get 1 wound through, and my opponent rolled an explosion. So basically, I called him Ogren the Iron-Handed after that, just running up, getting bits blown off of him, punched a Baneblade and exploded it. Also, by the way, lived with like 1 wound left or 1 hull point left or whatever.
Yeah. Nice.
He immediately, by the way, got shot and killed after that. At the start of my opponent's next turn. Because he was down to like 1 health or whatever. And I think it was like guardsmen that just sat there and just focus fired and shot him to death after living through a Baneblade explosion. It was an epic moment.
He did what he set out to. Destroy the Baneblade.
Exactly. I'm planning a game at a friend's house next month, and we'll be supplying them with terrain. I need 2 tables worth. Nice. Oh, that's why you said you're back at making terrain. Well, with your terrain, brother, there are going to be some good-looking tables at your friend's house. We had that at my friend's house at Atlas's place last weekend. I brought a box full of terrain that we used. Turns out I need more terrain to run 2 tables worth. But I brought him some flat pack MDF terrain. So that'll be cool. I was like, here's a present. Since, sometimes we play games at his house, it really behooves all of us for at all 3 of our places that we currently play at to have terrain. So it's like, here's a gift for you, but it's really for us. I have a. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's like when you buy lingerie for your lovely lady. What does MDF stand for? Isn't it like multi-density fiberboard or something like that? What does MDF stand
I'm gonna
for?
say yes.
Huh?
I'm gonna say yes. Sounds fancy.
I was so close. Medium density fiberboard. It's close. It was close. But yeah, so hooked him up with some terrain. I has a question because a couple of these characters I want to paint up for my Blood Angels. Does anybody know in 30K what colors were most prevalent in their capes? Or is there a most prevalent color in their capes? I mean, I don't even know. See, I always feel the need to ask because I know people are so particular with colors in 30K.
Why don't you just do a quick Google search of Blood 30K models?
I did that the other night, and I was only half awake, and I don't remember what results I found. Because it was like the last thing I Googled as I was laying down for bed.
Right.
30K Blood Angels. All right, I'm going to share my screen so that way y'all can see what I'm looking at. 30K and 40K, everything stayed the same to my knowledge. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully we don't come across no naked pictures.
That'll be a bonus.
Just y'all don't pay attention to the prawns in my windows. All right, show on stream. All right, 30K. Got a bunch of peeps with no capes. I see black and gold on the standard here. Oh, looks like a black cape here. I was thinking about doing like a charcoal colored cape, so that actually was working out pretty well.
That'll be pretty cool. Especially going off with the red.
Mm-hmm. So I'm doing because I've seen a lot of like these ones here, people doing the black trim with the 30K, and I think that looks real sharp. And I think I'm going to save the gold trim for like captains, praetors, whatnot, leadership. And this one is with a white cape. I was thinking about that, but when I see red and white, I tend to think more Thousand Suns. But that actually looks really good. Very crisp. Praetor, also going with the white.
Do they have any praetors for the world leaders?
I think so. You guys don't look at my horrible typing skills. You man-eaters of the world on Amazon Prime. No.
Wrong thing. Close, but not close enough.
Let's go back to all and let's look at Forge World. That's cool. World Eaters conversion set. You know what? Let's just do this. Horus Heresy. Let us scroll down to Treasure Legion Astartes, Word Bearers, not Word Bearers, World Eaters, the other W. Looks like just Karn,
Okay.
the bloody eighth captain of the World Eaters. You got
Karn, the friendliest space marine ever.
their. If your name is what was it? What was his name? The leader of the Gal Vorback.
I don't even know that one.
Okay, well let's go back.
in there.
Huh?
He'd be in Forgeable, wouldn't he?
Yep. There he is. Argel Tall. I always forget his name.
Argel Tall.
Oh man. Might be better. Man eaters like sharks or man eaters like shotgun wives of LA. It was it had a picture of lions on it. Well, being that you world eaters are not an army that has their own praetors, maybe world eaters will get looked at again for some 30K releases. Because like some of the stuff is still pretty new. Like a lot of these word bearer stuff and Sons of Horror stuff just came out not too long before they announced 3.0. I mean 2.0.
Yeah, same thing with the Dark Angels.
Happy freaking Friday. What's up, brother? I gotta say, I don't like any of the World Eaters. However, the Ashen Circle look pretty cool.
Talking
They're
about
just
the models they have?
yeah. They
Yeah.
have they're like a special jump pack unit with these really weird looking chain blades. Not even chain blades. They look more like circular saws at the end of an axe. And flame pistols. Anyways,
Yeah.
they look really cool, and I'm a big fan of Argel in the lore. It's a shame that he doesn't come for a while. He was dual wielding like I think it was a custody set of weapons, a guardian spear and a guardian and the sword.
Yeah.
And it's just like nobody could believe that a demon, was able to use the genetically locked weapons of custody.
So like, knock, knock. I'm here.
All right, back to us. So you guys know what I have gotten done tonight? Not a damn thing. I've just run my mouth. I talked a lot of hop. I ain't done nothing.
I got all the metallic trim done on my.
Looking good, brother.
Yeah.
Restless Kaiser from Modeling for Advantage. Hey, chaps. What up, my brother? You will notice a distinct lack of freakage here. It is because his lovely, lovely wife has taken him out for a birthday dinner tonight we'll actually be with him celebrating next week for his birthdays, but because his birthday happens to fall on Father's Day weekend. But tonight he's doing, just a quiet dinner out with this lovely lady. So
He's gonna try to avenge Methos
yes,
from last week's game.
yep.
I told him I wasn't gonna go easy on him just because it's his birthday.
Yep. So for next week's Freak's birthday next week, we're doing some sushi. We're doing a lot of sushi actually. We are doing some karaoke. There will likely be drinks involved.
Little Oni's gonna come out.
Lit Oni! It'll be so good because my brother, Darklight Dreamer, is a hell of a singer, and he'll be there too. And then after all that, we're going to have a couple of Warhammer games, and Freak is challenging Oni, his fist versus Oni's Custodes, and some of you may have seen on social media or earlier in the show today, Oni's Custodes gave me and my knights a beat down this past weekend. Such a fun match, though. Like, I really, really, I only had 6 models to worry about. I really had a fun time playing them. Our turns went so much faster than a normal game because I think Oni had less than 20 models. I had 6 models. It was like movement phase.
16 or 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, your movement phase was like 2 minutes.
We're doing a lot of sushi. Sounds like a code word between college kids.
You don't know our lifestyle.
Wait. Kaiju says, wait, sushi, drinks, and karaoke, and you're aiming to play afterwards? We are aware that we may not finish or get very far at that point. But the idea is there. I would like to watch a match.
The only loser for that night is going to be my wallet.
As is the only way. I would like to watch a match. Man, we got to get you involved in one of these matches soon. I was talking about how instead of doing anything, I've just run my mouth. Wybird says, nothing new there, Methos. You're right. You're right. I understand my limitations. Model for Advantage. I am running a Warhammer tourney today for the kids at the school where I work. That is awesome. I love how you mix that kind of stuff in with your kids. Yeah, we need to hit you up on the WhatsApp chat next time we see one of these events planned out.
Maybe we could stream it.
Yeah, or X Gear is local, so we can just. He hasn't played in a couple of editions, but would definitely get him involved at some point. Get him back into the swing of things.
Yep.
X Gear is a former Blood Angels player and I think lifelong fan of the Legion of the Damned, which is cool.
Okay. Well, I think Rick was saying his son-in-law is going to play his first game as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So I've got to figure out what I'm playing against him.
Yeah.
I was joking when he mentioned we were talking. Me, Oni, and Freak were talking on Tuesday. He's like, "Oh yeah, so we'll leave Methos to play Robert again." And I was like, "I'll just take my Night Army." first non-tutorial game ever, Imperial Knights. That's how you keep people in the hobby.
Real game. Training wheels are off.
Oh, I'm joking. I wouldn't do that, but it's kind of funny. Don't talk to me about kids. My youngest might not see his birthday tomorrow. That's a shame. Hate to see it. All right.
Here's the Night Army.
I'm wondering what I should play. I took orcs against him last time. I've still got my Mechanicus packed up. I could take my Mechanicus.
Yeah. That's a good
I
one.
could take,
Are we doing 1750?
I don't know what the birthday boy has planned points wise. I do know trying to fit in sushi, drinks, and karaoke in with all that. I don't know if a large point game will work.
Right.
But I don't know what the birthday boy has planned. So that is something we should probably hit him up with next week. I mean, not next week, tomorrow, in the group chat.
Sounds like a plan.
Could take wolves. We could do wolves versus wolves. That might be fun. So he can see how somebody else plays his favorite army.
Yeah. Actually, I think that'd be a better idea.
Yeah, I think that'll be
Give him some
what
ideas.
I do. Exactly. You'll be mad too, Methos. Went to Hobby and saw he used my airbrush and not cleaned it as he doesn't know how to use it. So I spent 3 hours cleaning it, then had to strip 7 models so far. Oh. Don't take Mechanicus. It's a bit hard to follow. Just take your wolves and smash. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Kind of give him some ideas percolating. Or maybe even as a, that's not what I want my army to do. Although he likes close combat, he likes the wolf aesthetic as well as the Viking aesthetic. So I think we'll have similar tastes in that regard. Yeah, I think I'll take some classics. And being that like I don't have to, being a new player, I don't necessarily need to worry about what units of mine perform well on the battlefield either, too. So
Right.
maybe I can take a horde of like just fluffy Fenrisian wolves and run them as a horde, not worry about if they get destroyed or if they take objectives or whatever. They'll just be cool to have them kind of like a big pack of dogs surrounding my cavalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the route I'm going to go. Just take a friendly wolf list. And it'll definitely be set up for combat, which I know he enjoys.
Yeah. I'm definitely not going to play him. Not with the army that I'm thinking of.
I don't think you currently have a easy
friendly
mode. Yeah. I feel like a video game screen. When you click start, it's got the choose your difficulty, easy, medium, hard.
No, no, this would be like Elden Ring.
It's funny. Okay, no, for realsies, I'm going to do some work now. I'm going to paint in the eyes or eye lenses.
2 minutes later. All right, so
I'm so easily distracted. Oh, along with the Bjorn. I'm aware it's Bjorn. I'm just being a goofball. Along with Bjorn, Meeks also sent a gift for Freak, which I will be taking to his party next week. And a paint shaker, a little tattoo paint shaker. And that has helped me rescue a few of my like paints that were starting to get low and kind of goopy. A couple of things that were like this Gray Seer. I love Gray Seer. It is the smoothest white color I've ever used. And because it's like an off-white, it's a cool white, and it's not an overbearingly bright white. It blends in really well.
yeah.
but it does tend to get thick towards the bottom, because like most whites, the pigment starts to gloop together after the pot's been open after a while. Well, I was able to use that paint shaker and put in, a few squirts of flow improver and save this pot of gray sear. And then I was able to take the new Tesseract Glow color, which, is a beautiful color, but it separates horribly. And that
the fluorescent green?
Yeah, that's the fluorescent green.
Okay.
And that got junk off the bottom of the pot that has never come off the bottom of the pot. Tabletop, my brother. Good to see you. Finally caught you live. Good to have you here, brother. I hate that you're awake so early. I hate to disturb anyone's rest, but it is good to have you here. If you guys are across the pond and you're looking for someone to do absolutely brilliant commissions, check out Tabletop Ready on Instagram. All right, so we are going to go back to sharing. Boop. And we have some pieces here from Marcos Castellanos here for his orc terrain he's been working on. Man, just looking at this terrain, doesn't it feel like you need a tetanus shot? Like, this is an awesome weathering job. That looks great, brother. You didn't hate that I woke up early. No one's worried about you, Wyvern. Actually, you're usually getting off in the morning, so that's why I did say that for you. Usually you're like on your way home or something. Oh, man. It's so rusty. I always love all the extra like bolts and stuff like that you add on. Not on a Friday? Are you sure? I thought usually when you come into our after party chat that usually it's you getting off work. If not, my mistake.
So how many Wyberts do you know? Like,
this is true. Fantastic work on this terrain, my brother. All right, we're going to go back to hiding that now so you guys can't see the prawns in my open windows. Big loves Methos and Morning Wyber. Big loves back to you too, brother. Oh, Friday's only for overtime. Okay, so I'm not crazy completely. Just partially. A friend of mine says that they have a Contemptor coming with an assault cannon arm. Doesn't know what else to run. What do you guys think? I like the versatility of putting a close combat arm with assault cannons. Lots of people like doing double assault cannons in 30K. What do you guys think for 30K?
I don't know. This will be my first time actually getting into 30K, so I don't know a loadouts.
A whole Kaiju says a whole flock of Wybirds. Wybird says no dreads. I love dreads. Dreads are like one of my favorite thing in like all of Warhammer. One of my favorite things. We all know my favorite flyers, the Xiphon. I think so far the Leviathan is my favorite dread.
I never actually the Leviathan. I just like how they look.
Leviathans are cool. I've only used my 40K one a handful of times, but it's always fun. And the last time, it really made its points back against guard tanks. Kaiju says, what's the shooting phase? Kaiju's our resident demons and Tyrannid player, so, you know. We know you love the Tau. That's why you're doing 30K, so they don't beat you. You're right. If they don't exist, they can't hurt me. I love the meme that's been going around lately of Marines in 30K, and it shows like the Mark III armor and a Contemptor tread with them, and they're like Space Marines in 40K, and it shows Mark 10 and a Redemptor behind them, and they're like Tau in 30K, and it shows them as like
Like a tadpole.
yeah, tadpole with legs crawling out of the water, and it says Tau in 40K, and it shows them in all their battle suits and whatnot. And then it says Orcs in 30K, wah! Orcs in 40K, wah! I need to make as much more terrain as I can before July 16th for that game at a friend's house. Good luck, brother. I know that all of your terrain comes out stellar, and no matter how much you get done between now and then, your friends are going to be lucky to play on those boards.
So I recently signed up for Audible, doing that 1 month free trial.
Mm-hmm.
Got those 2 free credits, and I got the first 2 books in the Horus Heresy.
Awesome. Did you start
I've-
listening to them yet?
Yeah, I'm reading. I'm listening to the first one, Horus Rising.
Very nice.
Like I've read the books before, but it's just so much. It's better listening to it in the audiobook.
I feel like it's more impactful,
Yeah,
which I'm usually the other way. Usually I want to, like put my eyes on paper, but I don't know. Something about the Warhammer books are just so good in audio form.
especially with the person who's reading the Horus Rising audiobook. Like he does different voices for each character.
Yeah, they do a great job. Grumpy, good morning, brother.
But yeah, I think I'm halfway through it.
Man, that scene where Loken takes his first oath of moment as one of the Mournival is so good.
Yeah,
Like it's stunning in a way that makes you feel like you can see it happening.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like when I read that on paper, I was like, "Oh, that sounds cool." But when I heard it, I got chills.
Yeah, the way he describes it. So I made it to the part where Torgadon makes it to murder, and he reprimands Eidolon.
Nice. I never liked Eidolon. I gotta say, when I was thinking about playing 30K, I saw Eidolon's figure and I was just like,
Oh.
I despise that man. I can't do it, guys. Can't play I can't play Children anymore.
Like you're the reason.
I love, and I admittedly I like him, a little bit at first, but Lucius quickly, also kind of like goes south. But I like at first when he's fighting all the bugs, and then one of the bugs has like a scythe arm, and he chops off the scythe arm like on a freaking I don't know what you call it, Manus or whatever. Chops off the scythe arm, flips it open, and starts using that as a second sword arm and starts dual wielding.
Oh, Lucius?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he cuts himself trying to use it.
Yeah. But then, like, Saul tells him to put down that Xenos filth, He's like, I was just learning the balance for this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
But it's a filthy Xenos.
Little did he know he'd be handling much dirtier things than that later on.
Oh yeah.
I miss
But
my
little
Mach.
did he know he wouldn't see him.
Yeah. Haha, I love Lucius. I miss my Mach 2 armor from 30K. Mach 2 is cool. Mach 3 is my favorite, though, by far. Although don't get me wrong, my favorite is I've said on my channel on the channel many times, but my favorite Mach of armor is so far is Mach 3, followed by Mach 10, and then I kind of get into the others. But I really am excited about the idea of painting up some of these Mark 6s.
Yeah. Hey, so my battery is dying.
No.
I'm gonna join it on my other phone.
Okay.
So I'll be right back.
The new Lucius model looks great. It really does. It could be a TV series. I love Lucius. Here's Lucius, the Lucius son.
I'll be right back.
All right, brother. I'll take over Methos. Look, man, I don't have a freak here to translate for me when you start trying to do the Spanish takeover. How are you, War Master? Hope you're doing well tonight. I promise no Spanish as birthday boy isn't here. Well, that's good. What was I? Oh, I was cleaning up this helmet. We got some of the glow from the eye spill out onto the helmet just a little bit, so we're cleaning that up. And we'll put some of this fluorescent on the belts, of course. On the crotch protector. Got to protect that crotch. And we'll put the fluorescent on his crotch protector. Got to have some of that purple crackle of energy protecting the crotch. Painting 2 Jagatai Khans. Oh my god. I am jealous and not jealous at the same time. Jealous because I love Jagatai and I love White Scars. I've got a White Scars army myself. But that Jagatai has been intimidating me. I haven't picked up my own Jagatai because it's so intimidating. There just seems like so much ornate detail on Jagatai. All right, let's see. Oh, right. I forgot I have to actually click the show on stream button for Oni to show back up. There we go. All right, let's see if the super zoom will work here. Oh, yeah. So that's the glow effect on the eye I just did.
Nice.
He's got a smoky mascara effect. I mean, a glowy eye. And then, of course, the little gem on his crotch protector, also got to be powered up. We can't have our man here. We can't have our man's here without a powered up crotch. He needs power directed to his crotch. And then, of course, the thrusters, too. I mean, thruster's probably not the right word. I mean, this guy's not going to be jump packing anywhere, but yeah. Love that gold. Thank you. This is my new favorite gold. It is Metal Alchemy from Scale 75 Necro Gold. Of course, I would put that right in the glare. Okay, so the label's probably not going to show up, but yeah, that's the tone. Necro Gold. It's my new favorite gold because it's not overly bright and vibrant like uh, you know, elven gold or bright gold, but it's not greenish like some golds come out. It's just like a good balance, I think.
Might have to look that up or check that out.
Yeah, yes, it is very, very slightly green. Got a very slight green tint, but not like gosh, what is that? There's a only fake gold screen. There was one Warhammer gold I used to use, but every time I used it, it would separate and kind of take on a greenish tint that I didn't like I like this. And so I ended up just giving it away. Oni, my man, our friend here is painting 2 Jagatais.
Nice.
I was just mentioning that is a model with so much ornate detail. It's kind of intimidating.
Yeah. You just gotta go into it with a game plan.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get one for my scars eventually. But it's like I've got a rust for my wolves that I've never painted. Just because I'm like, ugh, what if you do rust and make him look bad? I mean, ugh. Rust might do to me what Dorn did to Sigismund. Just boot me out. Or actually, worse, you stay here, but you're not my son. Aw. Don't ever look at me again, for I am no longer your father. But senpai! What did you say? Nothing? I didn't say nothing.
Gonna start locking you in the basement. Yeah, you just gotta take that leap and just start painting it. You know, don't be intimidated by it. Just do it.
I tend to find that sometimes it takes me a while to work up the nerve, but sometimes whether it's a big project or an ornate project, once I finally start attacking it and slapping paint down, the planning is always the worst phase for me. But and then I guess closely followed by the ugly phase. Like, oh crap, maybe I shouldn't have painted this. Then things start to come together. The Tropos I was afraid of doing for a while because I didn't know how I wanted the colors to go and stuff.
Right.
But in the end, I really just spent about an hour kind of Googling around how other people have painted their Tropos. By the way, there's not a lot of Atropos on the internet for a Google search to find. I kept finding the same, 5 or 6 Atropos out there.
Yeah. Huh.
Russ would put you into stasis and only let you out to clean the toilets after a feast. Ugh. That's why we don't do that. All right, Mr. Pro Painter here. I need your opinion.
Who's a pro painter?
You and your face. Okay.
Got him.
On his gauntlet here, he's got some kind of, I don't know, phaser underneath his gauntlet here. And I did the body, like most guns, I did the body in kind of in lead belcher or whatever. But this top case here, it's got a little square around the top of the case. What color do you think that case should be? I was thinking maybe I'm working with a limited palette, as you can see, because I want the energy to be the only bright thing and then everything else to be kind of grimmed down. I'm thinking either black. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
I didn't even wait for you to give me the options. Black.
That was definitely going to be one of the options. So, phasers are only in Star Wars mythos. Again, just getting a rise out of people. We all know phasers are limited to Harry Potter. Oh, here it is. I was about to say, I know the black is on my desk. Did you search for Atropos or Atropos mythos? No, Harry Potter has blasters. Oh, my bad. Double O is what I searched for, Kaiju. Went by the Forge World site. Oh, but what I was saying with the Atropos is that eventually, though, I found one that had like the whole center black and then
Right.
their night colors on the outside. And I would kind of try to replicate that, of course, with my own twist and take. And
Yeah.
it came out okay. Ah, Harry Potter. No fate, but what we make. It's a good line. It's a good line.
So here's one of your lieutenants.
Ooh. I love how vibrant that's coming out. I'm stoked, brother.
Yeah.
When Freak and I get our armies from you, we'll have to have an Oni versus Oni battle in which Oni is not playing either side. But Oni's also playing both sides.
And only Oni is the winner.
Yep.
Win or lose. Oni is also the loser and the winner.
You'll also be able to see the same ideas on OnlyFans.
Patent pending.
For each unit lost, Oni has to remove a piece of clothing.
But Papa Freak told me to stop doing it for free.
Kaiju says there can be only one.
Oh, jeez.
I love Highlander. Speaking of Oni-Wan, reminds me of Obi-Wan. And Lily and I got caught up this week. So I am so hyped. Now,
Yeah,
chat.
there's only one episode left.
Oh, yeah, because it's only six episodes this season, huh?
But it got picked up for a second season. So that's that going on.
May I have extra cheese with that?
I'm banned from using cheese.
Yeah.
So, no, you can't have extra cheese with that.
Don't you hate? Well, you're a pro. It probably doesn't happen to you, but don't you hate when you thin down your paint too much and you think you're putting a straight line down and it kind of runs?
I've had that happen before. Like 5 minutes ago, it happened.
Do you have the runs, Mythos? The paint runs, I guess. Oh, I airbrushed my heat bloom onto the Telemon's storm cannon, but these little exhausts on the sword are probably going to have to be brushed on. Because unless you're Freak, I'm sure Freak can airbrush it. I don't know why, whether it's doing it by brush or by hand, I just really love doing heat plume effects.
I've been meaning to do heat bloom effects. I just haven't actually done them.
I've been meaning to do a couple of my, just a small tutorial, maybe even like a YouTube short on it or something.
Right.
On how I do them. But then anytime I sit down to paint, I'm like, oh, I could break out the camera and start recording this. And then I've just been lazy and been like, I just want to sit and I just want to paint.
Fair enough.
Just like the last couple of times that we've had games, and I'm like, should we do a battle report? I just want to sit and play. It just when you do stuff on camera, it just takes whatever you're doing and makes it 3 times as long.
Yeah. Then you have to edit it down. Yeah. It's not as long.
I don't know why. I've just been like super lazy in that regard lately.
What's wrong with that?
I just said that I'm probably not going to add any new projects before Blood Angels. But I just realized that I kind of want to play Sylvester Stallone in our next Zombicide game, so I may actually go ahead and paint up Sylvester Stallone.
I mean, that's just a one-off model, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Probably have that done before the weekend's over.
Yeah.
Just go unedited battle reports.
See, the thing with that, our games usually last 4 hours.
Yeah. Or more. I don't know how, but we'll start a game at like 5 o'clock and end at midnight.
Yeah.
Where the other hours went, I don't really know. Like, I assume we just ran our mouths a lot. I can't actually tell you. There's just like some kind of time vortex that happens. It reminds me of when, the couple of times that I've gone to tournaments and they're like, all games must be completed within an hour and a half. And I think about the games we play now and I'm like, how? How did that ever happen?
What kind of game tournaments are you going to? They expect you to finish them in an hour and a half.
Well, those are the ones I was going to at Sword and Superheroes.
Oh.
So that way you could rotate through 3 opponents in a day.
Oh, the 2 that I've been to, they were very strict with 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Of course, this was a couple editions ago. I don't know if that matters.
Oh, okay. And then they're doing 8 games a day.
Man, so like I know that I have spent a good 7-8 hours playing Freak before just because it was one of our like just kind of sit and chat days, you know.
Yeah.
And that I'm kind of tired at the end of that, but somehow when I managed to spend that same amount of time playing at a tournament, I don't know if it's just because like there's social pressure playing against people you don't know, and then any of that, or trying to strategize around people you don't know, or I don't know what it is, but it always feels so much more tiring playing for like 8 hours with a bunch of strangers at
Yeah.
a tournament or whatever. When I play my friends' orcs, which are heavy melee, turn one, someone gets charged. 4 and a bit hours later, everyone else is on the third game, and we're still fighting. Oh yeah, I know that feeling. But also, when we were doing Custodes and Knights the other day, it was our first time not being that guy. We got in a whole game of Underworlds.
Yeah. That's one of the other reasons why I did Custodes. I have to carry around a lot of models.
A lot of models, a lot of rule books.
Yeah.
I hate when your army gets to a point where it's like, okay, I need this book and this supplement and this, season or whatever campaign that gives me this ability, and it's like I need 4 books to play my army. That just feels
Yeah.
bad, man.
And then all of that gets carrying all those books gets really heavy.
Oh yeah. I've gotten to where even though like I feel like I should need it, you know, sometimes I don't even carry my main rule book anymore just because I'm like, that's like 6 pounds right there.
Yeah.
That's like the Crusher Stampede for Tyranids. Codex, 3 supplements, a white dwarf, Dead Sea Scrolls. Exactly. It's like you pay for being at the top of the meta with Tyranids by being forced to carry 40 pounds of books. It's like when Marley and Marley are in the afterlife in A Christmas Story, and they have to pay for their sins by carrying around, those heavy chains of sin for the rest of eternity. Of course, that leaves the question: why don't Harley Quinn and Tau players have to carry around that much? Harlequins is another one. Well, I brought 12 models.
Yeah.
I don't even understand. I can't even begin to understand how people paint those tiny, tiny checks. That's what you get for working behind a desk, Methos. That's fair. Man, it's like the third time I'm like, think I'm done. Wait, more red cabling. All the unfound cables. The worst is when you're doing a squad and you just keep finding purity seals that you missed.
Yeah.
And nope. And nope.
Because once you think you're done, you move on to the next thing to paint, and then you find it. And you have to look for the paint again, put it on your palette, and then paint it.
Oh man, I bought one of those Black Library Anniversary Edition Eisenhorns and
Yeah.
painted it up for my friend Ethan. Gave it to him for his birthday. And I was like, here you go, man. Add a few extra psychic spells to your Imperial Guards. And he liked the Eisenhorn stories, so he was like, oh, cool, thanks. So I snapped a few pictures of it before handing it over for his birthday. Got home, started to put it on Instagram. Gee, the Hypersapien, my brother. Man, we've had Weather Pig tonight. We've had G. We've had Kaiju. We've had like all the coolest people from Australia today. Oh man, my camera is so out of focus now. Good to see you, G. You have Mini Freak on tonight. That's right. G is not from Spain. Ozzy, Ozzy. Oi, oi, oi. What was I talking about?
Eisenhower took a picture.
Oh, right. I went to post it up to Instagram last night, and I realized there was a big-ass purity seal on the inside of his trench coat, but like the wind is bellowing out his trench coat, so you can see it. And I'm like, I missed a purity seal, and the gift is already given.
You're like, yeah, there's been a recall. I have to take that back.
I never even posted up those Instagram pictures because I was like, I can't believe I missed it.
Just hiding the evidence.
Wybird was there when Hellchild asked if I'm from Spain, so now I'm from Spain. It's funny. Okay, now unless any more red cables pop out. Actually, I think I'm going to go...
2 minutes later, there's another red cable.
God dang it. I think I'm going to brighten up the red on this handle just a little bit. Hey, Eisenhorn, is that purity seal flapping in the wind, or are you just excited to hunt Xenos? Really excited. For the longest time, Spud was from Scotland. Okay, what's funny is when I first joined the Chili Network group, everybody kept saying that, and I believed it at first. I was like, oh, that's cool, Spud being from Scotland. Because everybody kept saying it, and I didn't realize it was an in-joke. And then like somebody was like, yeah, and all these dorks think Spud's from Scotland. I was like, ha, 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 yeah, those dorks. When I moved to Australia, some people asked me where I'm from. I said Jamaica, and some people actually believe me. That's awesome. Mr. Zane says, Oni-chan. In Zane in the membrane.
Been a hot minute.
Hell yeah. G, the hypersapien hero of Trinidad. It must have been the dreads that I didn't have.
I should have said one of the conditions to leaving Jamaica is to cut the dreads off.
Like when a samurai can no longer be a samurai, they have to cut off the top knot.
Yeah.
Working on rebranding. That's cool. Okay, unless any more cables pop up out of the wild. I've highlighted the cables now. Yeah. I think I've got all of them. I think these guys are actually pretty much ready for basing.
Nice.
I found some Orc Boys, 3 War Tracks, and a Metal Killican in that box as well. What? That's awesome. You know, I still want to get a War Tracks. Wait. Or is that the truck, the War Tracks? What's the one that's like a bike with treads on it? From like earlier Orc editions. Finding Orcs is better than Christmas. We call it Crumpmas. So instead of Inquisitor Zane the Troll, I am Mr. Zane, Troll Master. Well, congrats on leveling up, brother. I had a metal Killican as a kid, tried to assemble it with plastic glue. I can see where you may have had some troubles there, my brother. I think that's the War Track. Flamer guy on the back. Yes, Spike with treads is a War Track. Oh, man. I got to get one of those one day. I actually spent some time looking at them on eBay, and there were some ridiculous prices.
Ooh.
I want to say it was like $80 or more for one. Let's take a look now. Let's all go on an eBay adventure. eBay. Go ahead.
Funny thing, the battery on this phone is dying.
That's okay. We're at the end of the show. I just want to check this real quick.
All right.
Orc War Track.
I think since it's on the web, it's draining my battery more.
What? I've never seen one this low. $26?
Cart.
Yeah, $50. That's more what I'm used to seeing. 25? Loose. I wonder what the loose track that it's talked about, but still. These are not the prices I was seeing when I was putting together my orc army. I actually thought about getting a couple of these war tracks and using them as a squad of bikers,
Nice.
and using the melee weapon that a knob might have is like an actual knob standing on the back with like a big ass chopper or something,
Right.
in the bed of the war track.
Yeah.
I was sick last year when I was looking for them and couldn't find them. Well, Merry Crumpmas. These are not the prices you're looking for. Waves hand. Oh, these are not the prices I'm looking for. I'll have to turn this off. Methos, you missed. I found 3 battle wagons from my 4th edition Land Raider conversion. That's awesome. I did miss that. How did I miss that?
I still don't like that. The big, what is it? Your battle wagon, the one that game.
Yeah.
Don't like that one. Don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it. Cause some damage.
It does do some damage. Everybody's like usually focused on what it's carrying, and then the truck gets in there and does a whole lot of melee damage. And they're like, why is a truck doing this much damage in melee?
I'm like, wait a minute.
Vortex Scorch, nice. I would either turn those into bikes or use the back half as basis for grot tanks. Ooh, grot tanks is another great idea. I want to go back to armor values, templates, and lower prices. I don't know about the lower prices, but you definitely get those other things in 30K. I should use my Jedi trick so Marco sends them over to me. Use your powers for good or evil, as you see fit. Go to a hobby store and find a place that has a discount. That's a good idea. Some places have huge discount. Well, now that G is a big-ass celebrity, officially sponsored on his food channel now, G might end up with some Warhammer discounts eventually too. And I'm not saying that like to be sarcastic. Like, the only place bear me. I don't know. But yeah, actually on Funkin' Hungry, G the Hyper Sapiens food channel, go check him out. It's got a recent deal hooked up with a food joint for their fried chicken. Check it out.
Nice.
Oh, and he does have a deal with Gap Games. There we go. If Houston's not too far, shipping could be barely more than a gallon of gas. If you're serious, hit me up on Messenger. We can do some wheeling and dealing. Red Rooster is an Aussie chicken place. Dude, I'm so proud of you for getting you a sponsorship from a chicken place in Australia. That is amazing. I am dead ass super proud of you.
Nice.
Oh, friend Kai would know about it. All right, so we talked a lot about upcoming changes for 30K and 40K. Brother Oni, what you thinking about some of these changes, and also how excited are you to get started on these 30K World Eaters?
As far as the changes go, like I said before, none of that matters until I get my Chaos Codex.
Fair.
That's number one thing. As soon as I get that, then I'll worry about the other stuff. But other than that, it's really not that bad of changes. People are just making it seem like it's bad.
Do you think that'll change the way you run your Custodes at all?
Nah. Because I only really use 1 or 2 command points, like before I even, when I'm building my army, my list, that's about it.
Okay, so having it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
And I think you usually use one of the free detachments, patrol or battalion.
Yeah.
I think you had, battalion last time? 3 Custodes guard?
Yeah, battalion. Yeah.
That's cool. Big Mac, beautiful man. We were just giving our closing thoughts, my brother. I am so sorry. We are about to jump, and a couple of us are going to do a paint and chat afterwards if you want to join us, though. But man, I so apologize for closing out just as you jump in. All of you are welcome to join the paint and chat. I'll be sending out links here in a minute. A couple of things that I took from tonight. I'm interested to see how the command point stuff goes and the warlord traits. I'm excited to put some more named characters back on the table. I think the free relics and warlord traits has kind of put us in a place where most people don't take named characters anymore. And it gives me a reason to paint up Ragnar, I think. I mean, I've been meaning to paint him for a while. I think I'm actually going to strip him because I actually put Logan Grimnar in my colors. And if the chapter master can be in my colors, you know what? Ragnar can be in my colors too.
Yeah. Actually, I recently picked up Abaddon, so that'll give me a chance to paint him up too.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. I don't have the moo sounds available on this. I wouldn't even know how to do that. This is a new software, and I'm still learning it. I don't even know if it's possible for me to add in things like the moo sounds. Dan Skull. Hey, if Dan Skull starts a stream right after this, we can all go right into him. Even though that's not really a Twitch. That's a Twitch thing, not really a YouTube thing. But nope. You must continue. Well, guys, we're now having to continue the stream. But yeah, I had a great time tonight, guys. I think like this guy, the Telemon, just needs basing and a varnish, and I think he's ready to go.
Nice.
And this one, I can do the basing and the first varnish on him, and I can just do the decal after it gets here. I have no idea how long. I don't think I've ever ordered from Fallout Hobbies before, so I don't know how long the decal is going to take to get here. But yeah, I think that's pretty much 2 dreads done tonight, even though I barely did anything. You can rate on YouTube now. I didn't know that, but it's called something silly and it's hard to do. I'm gonna look into that because I love working on community stuff. So I would love to be able to do that. Where's the hype train for some Necrons love? You know what? I love people who love Necrons. Eat beer, hobby corner. A pickle jar. I love people who love Necrons. Rate on YouTube. Yeah, it's brand new news to me. Dude, you're killing the hobby at the moment. Yeah, I'm excited, and I think after I finish these dreads, I'm gonna go and start painting some Test Blood Angels. So we'll continue on there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you know where to check us out. Facebook. I'm gonna toss up the link to our hangout tonight. Our Frost and Fist Discord. I'm gonna toss out a link to the hangout. And, of course, I'll be tossing out for those of us who are in our Wolflord Messenger chat. If you are not part of our Discord, I'll send out the link right now. You can find the copy link. You can find us here at Discord. And like I said, I'll be posting up the link to our hobby chat here in the next minute. Yes, Big Mech, we are looking forward to your next stream. Putting us all to shame. Oh, I wouldn't talk about all that, but I'm doing what I can. You should have called it the Frosted Fist Cord. Missed opportunity. If you guys like tonight's episode, please make sure that you grab up an ox and smash that like button. In the name of the Emperor. Drop us some comments down below, especially if you're watching from the archives. Feel free to be part of any of tonight's ridiculous conversations. And if you guys are not yet subscribe to us, because I forgot to put the other links below. Like I said, do software. I forgot to copy paste. Then we would love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys, stay frosty.